So I'm Steve Vandenbrink. I'm the ambulance manager here at Winneshiek Medical Center. And this year our annual fund drive is going to be for a new ambulance. We're shooting for about $232,000. What that gets is what you're seeing behind me. It's a brand new ambulance. It's four-wheel drive. The back is completely new, and it's ready to give us an opportunity to care for the sickest people and the most critical injured, bring them back to the hospital or intercept with a helicopter or bring them up to Rochester, La Crosse, Waterloo, wherever it might be where they need to get that more specialized care. This new ambulance, it'll be, what we're looking at is a four-wheel drive Dodge chassis. It'll have a hydraulic ride system. So this hydraulic ride is kind of new for the ambulance service, but yet it is not new in the automobile industry. You see motorhomes who have excellent rides out there. We're putting that on here. We're trying to bring that nice ride back to the ambulance that we've never really had. We've upgraded from the old leaf springs to air ride, but that brings us a constant unevenness, and even that at times, because of the road, makes it very hard. And when you have somebody who has a hip fracture or having pain, that hardness just makes it really even harder to make that through that trip.
I'm Lori Rausch. I'm a paramedic here at Winneshiek Medical Center. I've been here going on 11 years as a paramedic. I've actually been in the EMS field as a first responder and then on to EMT paramedic for over 30 plus years.
I'm Carol Johnson, paramedic, and I've been here at the hospital 20 years and been in EMS since 1991. And we have a lot of new equipment, to us exciting equipment, because it helps us a lot, helps the patient in the long run. Response time in Decorah is around 6 minutes, obviously give or take, depending on where the call is.
Our ambulance is our billboard for the hospital. We're all over Winneshiek County with it, and to have satisfied patients with, sometimes when they're really sick and not feeling good, and then if you can at least give them a smoother ride. We have state-of-the-art equipment to use, just all that kind of stuff that's just going to benefit the patient is what it's all about.
Winneshiek Medical Center ambulance brings about 700 patients back to the hospital every year, but then we transfer out to Rochester 145 of those. So or they came here by their private vehicle and we transport them to Rochester. To La Crosse 130 times. So each different area, at one point you could almost say we're out there every day. And if we add up all the requests for service, all the, hey, we don't need you anymore, or we go out and we actually assess the patient, help to make a decision that would best suit them. Maybe we didn't bring them in, but those are all things that we do. And we did that nearly 1,500 times last year. As far as where else do we go, Iowa City, transfers for total transfers from Iowa City to Des Moines to Dubuque to Rochester, La Crosse, all those total up 337 calls. And some of those were actually calls to where the helicopter couldn't make it because of weather, and we're there.
My name is Tim Menges. I am an EMT basic. I've been on the Mabel Ambulance Service for about 19 years. Having updated equipment helps us diagnose and care for the patients, because the technology changes rapidly and helps us to monitor and treat the patients the best way possible. Mabel Ambulance and Winneshiek Medical Center's units really work together. The relationship between the Mabel Ambulance and Winneshiek Medical Center's paramedic units are they help us out when we have a patient that needs more care than what we can provide them, or we don't have the right equipment to monitor or care for them. They have more training, highly qualified staff members, a lot more equipment than we have.
My name is Chad Chisel. I'm an emergency medical responder with the Southwind Area First Responders. Been with them about 16 years now. I'm also the Kelmer Fire Chief. I've been involved with the fire service in Kelmer for the past 18 years. What does the Winneshiek Medical Center ambulance actually mean to the Southwind First Responders? Well, that's kind of an interesting question, because we rely on the ambulance to show up in the middle of the night, first thing in the morning, sunniest day, or it could be the dead of winter. A lot of our calls don't always happen on the perfect day. We might end up with a call at 2 o'clock in the morning on the south side of Festina, stuck in the woods on a day when no travel is advised. Well, Winneshiek County is really lucky to have responders all over the county, but the ambulance still comes from one place. It comes from Decorah, and obviously the roads are going to be terrible, they're going to be bad, and they're going to be going way out nowhere. We can always rely on them to be there with professional medical service and the right equipment to get the job done. Working with the Winneshiek Medical Center and the Winneshiek Medical Center ambulance crew, there's always seems to be like a feeling of a team, where as one part of the team we might take care of the beginning of the call, and the Winneshiek Medical Center crew might come in and take care of the end of the call. But at the end of the day, we all went on the same call, and we might have helped them out in one way, and they came along and they helped us out in another way. After the call, there's always reassuring and thanks back and forth. You guys did a great job on this end, and maybe we can work a little bit harder on the other end. But the feeling of being on that team, I mean, it's, for me personally, that's a great feeling, and just knowing that we did the best job that we could possibly do at the end of the day.
Living in Winneshiek County, being a part of Winneshiek County, the ambulance service, it affects all of us, because it affects my family. There's times when my family has had to use it. I might have to use it. So this is a very important thing for us. I think it's really something that the whole county will benefit, not just our department at the hospital. It's like it's going to affect a lot of people. So I think it's very important.